Welcome to this mini video where I get an opportunity to talk to you guys about something which is incredibly important to me and incredibly important to our society as a whole, and to so many parents that I've spoken to out there, parents and teachers who are concerned about the growing obesity levels of our children and struggling to find ways of motivating children, especially as they start going into those adolescent years where they're becoming more self-conscious, about encouraging them to eat healthily and still participate in sport and activity, and encouraging them to still do that. Now, I want to talk very briefly about some of those issues, and it starts right from when your kids are really small. We live in a society and a culture where there is a perceived lack of time constantly because of the way that modern life is, and it's much easier, and I've certainly had it growing up, it's much easier to reach into the freezer and grab out some fish fingers and put some oven chips in than it is, perhaps in a perceived sense, to cook and engage with your children and get them involved in the culinary lifestyle and eating foods of different colours which are going to help them as they grow and to create great habits as they become even older. Our children these days are of course more likely to pick up a console controller than they are to go outside and play with a football. And there's a whole different range of societal reasons why that has become the case. But it is something that is a pressing concern that we all together need to deal with. And I believe that these little videos are probably going to help us identify some of those areas and things that we can do and take onto our own responsibility to help our next generation become a healthy, active, fulfilling their life kind of generation, which ultimately has got to be our goal. Children from a young age might have this idea that it's much easier to grab a packet of crisps, it's much easier to give your kids a Mars bar, and food marketing very much works in that sense with the whole snacking culture, this whole culture of treating our children, this treat-like culture, as if it is some kind of reward to give our children things which of course aren't helping them in any way, shape or form. And this can then translate into habits as they get that little bit older. And then this is exacerbated as our children go into their teenage years and they become more and more self-conscious and become less naturally active, less likely to participate in games and sport, even through school. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of an idea and brings it into the conscious thought, and we can deal with this over a few different videos and talk about what we can do together to really help the next generation live healthy, fulfilled lives.